After England defeated the French at the Battle of Bremule, Normandy was back in King Henry's hands. But 1 year later, his good fortune turned to tragedy. In 1120, his son and heir William Adelin died in a shipwreck. The future of Henry I's kingdom was in jeopardy. Henry desperately needed a new heir. With no legitimate sons left alive, he broke with tradition and chose his daughter, Matilda. Henry forced his barons to swear an oath to accept Matilda as queen. But when the king died, they broke their promise. England would not be ruled by a woman. Matilda's cousin Stephen saw his chance and claimed the throne. The crisis moved to the capital. At Westminster Abbey, Stephen was crowned king. But Matilda wanted what was hers. She was also lining up powerful supporters who would fight Stephen for her right to rule. Their conflict engulfed England in civil war. Fighting raged throughout the land. In 1141, everything focused on one of the kingdom's most strategic cities, Lincoln. Matilda's allies had commandeered the castle. But King Stephen was determined to take it back. He besieged the castle. Stalemate. As dawn broke on February the 2nd, everything was about to change. Matilda's half-brother, Robert of Gloucester, raced to break the siege. As Robert's forces approached Lincoln, Stephen's army turned away from the castle to face them. Robert could win Matilda the crown, but only if his army could win the day. Robert of Gloucester's forces approached Lincoln. Their task, to liberate the castle from King Stephen's siege. While behind Lincoln's walls, troops loyal to Matilda held the castle for the Empress. First, Robert's forces would stage an ambush to prevent enemy reinforcements from joining with King Stephen's army. Robert's men concealed themselves in a sheltered grove and lay in wait for the enemy.
I scenen hierby! Ik ga weer van het tv!
Ich obey thine hiss.
Robert defeated the first column of Stephen's reinforcements, but he knew more were on the way.
Hesse shullen be herren. Ich forfeit hiss. Ich obey thine hiss.
Each sail the boat!
Ich schwör hiss.
Ik ga weer van het tv!
With more of Stephen's reinforcements eliminated, Robert was steadily undermining the siege.
Ich schwör hesse allianza. Hesse shullen be herren. Ich du so du hättest. Send me to mina workers.
Each sail the boat!
Ich forfeit hiss.
Robert's men decimated King Stephen's reinforcements and were poised to break the siege. Continuing the push towards Lincoln, Robert sent in a large company of reinforcements to aid his vanguard. To further weaken the siege, Robert would need to cut off Stephen's supplies. He targeted the nearby market town.
Give me hestes.
Freckes Hanutha. Commodore. Tintwindleth. Bereth. Ontifotas. Bereth.
Where shullen we gaan? Scoutess, read it ute.
Intent. Ontifotas. Bereth. Suas ahead. Tintwindleth.
Matilda's cause, a large group of knights arrived at Lincoln to bolster Robert's army. With the market town in ruins, King Stephen's supplies began to dwindle. Robert received word that Welsh troops under Matilda's banner were en route to join forces with him. But King Stephen had the roads to Lincoln heavily guarded, and the route was not without risk, even for the hardy Welshmen.
But mean a word. Sir. Ich live to hear it. Andente to serve it. He sailed the boat!
Making their way to Lincoln, Matilda's Welsh allies were ambushed by the king's soldiers. Robert's men would need to aid the Welsh if they wanted their help in breaking the siege. Joining forces on the road to Lincoln, Matilda's allied troops made for the castle to lift the siege.
Und readeth nu, Turgis. I shall lede jou. Forth one den trekkers, mit valdenes. Certes. Dute is none worthy.
Robert's forces spotted a large detachment of Stephen's soldiers guarding the castle gates. If they hoped to liberate Lincoln, they would need to break the blockade and rout the army.
An are to hear it, andente to serve. Each live to hear it. What beeth in hesting?
With a shuli, polwende di hesta.
Boy, I can't do. What beeth in each forfeit in his? Each sua his aliata. Ye for me a boat. Here we for blood on ball. Thine hested alle sweet.
Redende sua het.
Here we face a ship.
Let's do it!
Basic set.
Robert's forces scattered the king's army, leaving the gates to the castle unguarded.
At me no word.
Robert's men finally united with Lincoln's garrison. They could now use the castle to strengthen their army. To lift the siege, they needed to destroy the enemy camps surrounding the castle.
No, Tulkes. Seteth ya. Seteth.
Fuse tolkas, hestes, nutha, frekkes haken, folien.
Sperremen. Sperremen. Stirreth ya.
Yare to Doc.
Save the Hestes.
Hestes glidande ne hurteth no one near Adal.
Obeisance. Ich gar so ahead. Yea, ye come gata.
Hestes cometh arwemen, Asteriath, Rathe arwemen.
Fuse to servant.
Tresse upned better arwemen. Boa.
Obeis. Ik ride forth. Yea, ye come gata.
What needed?
Every chan. Intende.
Fuse ich gar so ahead.
Boa is the boon. Jefe me kan quar of sir foliende, Yarwesh, al Suiza, yes. Boa is the Jefe me a but, Awe men gongendes bed. Jefe me a but.
What needeth be undone? Elfende is been leave.
See they to worker. Wooder is noteful matera. Ik he'll build a that for they.
Quiere Hestes, heriende Hestes en Ordborn. Steppeth to it, Arwemen, Yarwe chef. Suas a head. Jefe me a but. It can't do. Yarwe chef. Boa is Iboon.
Thine Hestes. Redende swa.
See they to worker. Delting to do. What needeth be undone?
Look a be it ready shall lay the yow. Forth warde freckes, mit baldenes.
Jefe me a but.
Get to thee ready for Hestes.
Yahweh Shetten. Haben quite servant Shetten. Stirren Boa is the boon. Ik kan verrette Yahweh servant Shetten. Ik kan me a but. And sweeter, yes. Hestes kom. Jefe me a but. To Yahweh me. Gongendes bed.
See they to fair and out in every chan. Delfende is meanly.
What needeth be undone? Yare to done some work here. What needeth be undone? Nothing to do.
It is Sita. You say it's not more than. We shall lay the. Ik heb ik bal met de rood! Mit baldenes. At mina word. Alla for Arne, Mr. Turn of our best. Greetings, alles with. It's living to this. Who's reader? Thou lasso took this. Let us reader! Greetings! For forces and the race. Give a good battle, greeters! Greetings, now good day! Treffer of Liefde! On the spirit!
Matilda's forces struck hard, destroying one of King Stephen's siege camps.
Uppland färre, highwaymen.
You're ready to don some... Yeah, did the wending. Blockhead they would, swow heads.
Presset mig sleepily on the stirreth. Keepeth over Marcus Bowman. Shoot their head! Stand back to hit us!
Travaillons to go in the madness.
What will down? Press the first steer! Run, they highwaymen!
It is Caesar for actors. Andente to serve. Alles with. Ut readeth nu, Turkis. It's living to hear. Andente to serve. He shall lay. He shall lay again! At me no order. Better! It's living to hear.
King Stephen's army dwindled as Matilda's forces struck down another siege camp.
Benitez, Dute is not dead. Let us read it! Gritas! Ut reader, thou up!
Richard Juventus has this stepped to it, highwaymen.
Gritas, certes.
King Stephen was spotted, shielded by his men. To end the siege, Matilda's forces needed to capture Stephen and rout his army. The king's army was scattered, and those who didn't fall fled. Matilda's men closed in and finally captured King Stephen. Matilda's forces had won the battle at Lincoln. But the fight for the crown was not over yet.